Hi, Justin Davey here again. I've been curious lately about exposure settings and certainly with the A7S, what is the best exposure to use? Now obviously with S-Log2 on the A7S Mark 1, we've got a minimum ISO of 3200 and there's a lot out there talking about exposing to the right, certainly when you want to grade the footage. So I thought I'd just do a few little tests as to see what actually looks better in terms of noise and what grades better. Now I'm very new to grading, I'm not an expert in any way, shape or form. It's just a little bit of an investigation that some of you might find useful. Okay, so at the moment, let me just tell you, looking at the back of my camera, I'm at f5 and I'm at the minimum ISO in S-Log2 of 3200, and using my Atomos Ninja Blade I'm just going to get some exposure settings. So if I just hold this up just for reference, my white level is currently at about 82 IRE, I would say, and my mid grey is at about 55. Okay, so that's at 3200 ISO and I'm exposing, like I say, mid-grade about 55 IRE and white was whatever I said it was. Okay, so let's just see what this looks like. I'll do a grade off and on as well to see what it looks like, and we'll have a look at if we can see any noise. Certainly in the certainly in this shot when I'm doing these videos, I always notice the noise in the background here, looking at my screen, certainly on the screens. Okay, so let's try increasing the ISO now. I'll keep the f-stop the same. My camera, I'm trying to show the back, I'm trying to look at the back of my camera because I'm using my Atomos and it's very difficult to see the screen at the same time, because when you use an Atomos Ninja Blade, you don't get anything if you're using it in dual display mode. So you want to use the clean HDMI out, which I use to record to my Atomos. You don't get any information, so I'm having to look at the back of the camera screen as well. Okay, so currently this is ISO 3200. Let's try 5000. So that's ISO 5000, and again just checking exposure. White level is, I'd say, 100 IRE. Mid-grey is, let me just check on my scope here, is, I would say, about 70, 72 IRE. Okay, so this is ISO 5000 with those IRE values for white and mid-grey. Okay, so let's have a look at this, see if it looks any different, see if there's any noise present. Okay, now let's increase to what we got. Let's make it quite extreme. Let's go to ISO 10,000. This is ISO 10,000. Obviously whites are going to be blown out, I imagine. Yes, they are. Wow, that's showing right into the super whites. That's actually clipping way past 100 IRE. Mid-grey is at, I would say, about 85. Okay, so let's turn the meter off, turn the scope off again. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. This is ISO 10,000, f5.6. I'm using the Tokina 11-16 lens as usual with the Comlight adapter. Okay, let's go one more. So let's see what we got. Let's go to ISO 16,000, looking extremely washed out on the monitor. There's no point checking the white levels because we know they're already clipping, but the grey levels are now at, let me just have a look, I would say they're reading at about 95 IRE. Okay, so very, very blown out. But again, does it make a difference when we come to grade and look at noise levels? Okay, and just to be extreme, we'll do one more. What we'll do is we'll go to ISO 32,000. Now that looks ridiculously overexposed. So what I'll do to compensate, let's just shut the iris down a little bit and find the right control. So that's 7, that's f8. That looks okay. So it's now at f8 at ISO, what did I say, 32,000. Okay, so again, just checking grey. We're probably at a very similar grey level to the previous example. We're at about IRE 95. Okay, so again, throughout this, if I've done it right, I will be turning the grade off and on, and hopefully you can see if there's any difference. There might not be. Okay, but let me see what you think. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe as usual. Might not be very useful, might be a lousy demonstration, but you know, it might teach you something, and it certainly hopefully will teach me something. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.